Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you all of my favorite makeup purchases for 2018. So out of everything that I bought all year long, these are the products that I love the most. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Sonia, aka Sister Philly. Please consider subscribing to my channel before you leave today. I would really appreciate it, and you would really be helping me out. And of course, for those of you who are already subscribed and you're already supporting my channel, thank y'all so much for your continued support, and thank you for coming back today. All right, let's get started. If you've never seen one of my videos where I'm just talking about makeup products, I do like to go in the order that I would apply them to my face because it's just easier for me to work that way. So I'm going to start out with a foundation. This is the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop 24-Hour Matte Finish Foundation. And in case you haven't seen it, I will link my first impression video up here if you're interested. This foundation comes in 45 shades and it retails for $14.99. You can get it at either NYX stores or at Ulta stores. It's not in any drugstores just yet. The reason I decided to try this out is because it comes in 45 shades. So a lot of times I have to just pretty much pass up on new foundation releases because they don't usually have an undertone for my complexion. So normally I'll just pass it up altogether, or if it's a relatively inexpensive foundation, I may try both and mix them together. But I figured with 45 shades, they probably have one that will match me without having to mix, and they do. I took a chance and bought this online, and it's a perfect match for my skin tone. I am wearing this foundation today, and I don't know if I already said this, but I am in the shade Mahogany, so if you can use me as a shade reference. In the Fenty foundation, I wear a mix of 340 and 380, and if you've ever tried Too Faced Born This Way foundation, I wear the color Maple, so if that happens to help you out. And this foundation, I wear the color Mahogany. This foundation, it has like a really soft, like powdery finish. It's one of those where I don't think you have to set them with a powder, and I always appreciate that because I feel like that's just one step less that I have to do, like when I'm doing a full face. Now it does claim to be a 24-hour wear. I didn't test it for 24 hours, but I think the longest that I had this on might have been like 12 or 13 hours, and it lasts for that amount of time, so I was very impressed. After having this on for maybe like 3 or 4 hours or something like that, my skin did start to get oily, especially in my T-zone area. But if I just blotted or, added a little bit of powder, it looks nice and new. So it does say again that it's supposed to last for 24 hours. I can't really speak to how long it lasts without fading on your face. Like I said, I did get to like 12, 13 hours, but on me, it didn't stay completely matte for 24 hours. So in my first impression video, I talked about how this foundation reminded me of Fenty and also Estee Lauder Double Wear, if you're familiar with that. I don't think the lasting power is quite as good as Double Wear, but I do think that this is pretty comparable to Fenty. If you have dry skin, you're probably not going to like this because it is quite a mattifying foundation. But if you have oily skin or maybe normal skin and you haven't tried this yet, I would highly recommend it, especially since it only costs $14.99. One of my favorite foundations is the Fenty foundation, but when I run out of that, which should be pretty soon, I really don't feel the need to buy it anymore because I feel like I can just stick with this for like half the price. So this is my first favorite makeup purchase of 2018. Next up is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and I am in the color Mocha in this one. Before I started using this, I was using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer a lot. Sometimes I was using the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. Both of them I really did like, but this one just really takes the cake for me because it's a very natural finish foundation. I just want to show y'all what the doe foot applicator looks like in case you're not familiar. I like the size of it. It's really big, so it does allow you to cover like a lot of surface when you're putting this on. It's supposed to be full coverage. I mean, I do think it's full coverage, but I do think you have to apply, I don't want to say quite a bit, but it's not like you can apply just like a very little bit and just get full coverage out of that. I think if you build it up, you can definitely build it to full coverage. I really appreciate this concealer for my under eye area because that area gets pretty dry on my face, to the point where like now that we're in the winter months, I haven't been setting my under eye at all because it'll just get too dry. So even without setting it, I do also have this on my face today too. Even without setting it, I feel like it doesn't crease up and it doesn't move for the most part. Let me put it like that, because on my under eye area, I do have bags and I have like little lines directly under my eyelashes. So like everything is going to just crease up to some extent on me, but I do think that this one is one of the best performing ones. And I think that's because it is a natural finish as opposed to a matte. The NARS one and the matte concealer, those two both have a matte finish, but to me they're still wearable. A lot of people were comparing this to Too Faced, or not Too Faced, to Tarte Shape Tape when it first came out. Tarte Shape Tape was like one of the worst concealers that I've ever tried. I thought that the Shape Tape concealer was really matte, really drying and really cakey on the face. So if you've had that experience with Shape Tape, I think that this would be a good alternative, because this one is like really nice and creamy, very hydrating, and it does not dry my eyes out at all. So again, this is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, the multi-use sculpting concealer, and this retails for $29. Okay, my third product is the MAC Patrick Star Set Powder. This is the packaging. I think this is really cute. I don't know if you guys can see his signature on there because it is kind of worn out, but I really love this packaging. I do want to show you guys. I'm going to see if I can swatch some of this powder for y'all. This powder has like a, that's what it looks like on my finger. It has like a very subtle pinkish, like soft pink peach color to it. I don't know if you guys can really make that out, but the reason I love this is because a lot of setting powders, they tend to be either translucent or they tend to run yellow, and I definitely can't use a yellow powder. I need something that's either like completely translucent or the color of my skin, or it needs to be like a pinkish tone, which is what this is. So I have this powder completely blended in on my hand right now, which is why you can't see any product at all. That's one of the reasons that I really love this powder, because it does have like a pinkish tone to it. So it doesn't like contrast with my cool undertone, but it does actually blend in, and it's like completely translucent. So some people, especially if you have a deeper skin tone, some people may look at this and say, oh, I can't use it, it's going to be too light, too ashy. On my skin, at least, it blends in completely. I actually call this my butter powder because it just melts into your skin like butter. It's so soft, so silky, so creamy, and it's like no matter how much of it you put on, it'll just completely like melt into your skin. So like I said, I haven't been setting my under eye lately, but usually in the spring and summer months when it's a bit warmer out, I will use this to set my under eye with, and I'll use another powder to set the rest of my face. But I have used this all over my face and it works. I just love it. This is definitely like one of my absolute favorite products of 2018. This was a limited edition powder, so it is no longer available. However, I believe I paid either $27 or $29 for this, and I picked it up at Macy's. There is another Patrick Star powder that's out now. I haven't tried this, but I've been hearing that it's good just like this one. But if you're able to find this anywhere, again, I think I paid like $27 or $29 for it. Next up is the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil, and this is another product that I am wearing today. This is just like a standard like eyebrow pencil. I'm in the color Blackest Brown, so this is what the brush looks like. I like this brush because I think it's nice and sturdy, but it's not too hard. I have come across some brow pencil brushes that I thought just felt like they were just like too rough on my eyebrows, but this one is sturdy enough to where you can actually comb through your brow hairs with it, but it's not very like harsh and scratchy. And then this is what the pencil, the color looks like. Again, this is in the color Blackest Brown, but this pencil does come in 10 different shades. Again, it's like a standard brow pencil. It's nothing that really like stands out about this product, but the reason I love it so much is because number one, it's the price point. I believe I paid $5.99 for this at CVS. For it to be so inexpensive, it is really one of the best eyebrow pencils that I've used. Another brow pencil that I just loved and I could not stop using was the BH Cosmetics one, but I did eventually stop using it because the pencil part would break off on me so often, and even though it would break off on me, I dealt with it because I really like that pencil. This one I've had absolutely no problem with. I feel like it fills in your brows really quickly. This particular shade is not too dark for my brows, and because they're giving you an option of 10 different shades, you're bound to find a shade that's going to work for you. Again, nothing like super spectacular about this brow pencil, but I keep repurchasing it because of the price point and it gets the job done. So this is the one that I'm going through now. I have two others that I haven't even opened yet, and I just did another like mini Ulta haul, and they're still on sale at Ulta, so I bought two more because I just feel like this is something that I don't want to run out of. So again, this is the LA Girl Shady Slim brow pencil, and I am in the color Blackest Brown. Next up, we have the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. I did do a first impression and demo on this, so I will link that up here for y'all. So in case you're not familiar, this is what this palette looks like. Now, mind you, this is not a very versatile palette. So like if you wanted to do like a look and incorporate different colors like blues and oranges and maybe some yellows, you obviously can't do that with this particular palette, but I love this palette. These colors are actually quite versatile for me because these are the types of colors that I like. And you can do like, you know, quite a few eye looks with this. I think that I am wearing this one on my face today too, and I feel like this might be maybe the 5th or 6th time that I'm using this palette. And so far, every time that I've used it, I have created a different look. So this is a really good palette if these shades are ones that you gravitate to. But again, it's not the most versatile out there, but like I said, I still really like it. When I first tried this palette, it actually made me want to buy other Urban Decay palettes because I was blown away at how the shadows performed. I thought they were very pigmented, I thought they were very creamy, and I thought that they just blended out on the eye so easily. So I'm going to do a couple of swatches for y'all. First, I'm going to swatch, let me swatch the colors that I'm wearing on my eye today. So I just wanted to quickly show you a swatch of all of the shades that I'm wearing on my lid today. All of those shades in the middle, those shimmery shades, I have them on my lid or in my inner corner. And then these two colors on the outer corners, those are the two matte shades that I'm wearing in my crease, and I use the lighter one to buff the whole look out. Every time I use this palette though, I keep forgetting that a brush did come with it, so quite often I forget to reach for the brush because I never keep it in here. I always keep it with the rest of my eyeshadow brushes, but this brush is also really good. This side is really good for buffing out your entire look. And then I really love this color here if you want to put like a really deep dark color on the outer part of your lid to like smoke a color out. This part of the brush is really good for that. So I did want to buy another Urban Decay palette because I like this one so much, but I just couldn't find another one that really caught my eye, so I decided not to. But in case you don't have this particular palette or any of the Urban Decay ones, they retail for $54. I think that's really worth it though. Okay, this next product, I feel like I've talked about this like a million times on my channel, but this really is like one of my favorite products ever. This is the Note Cosmetics Luminous Silk Compact Blusher in the color Desert Rose. This is actually a BoxyCharm product, and I love it. Like I don't know how many times I can say how much I love this product. I like this particular color for my skin tone. This is like a perfect color blush on me, and this is another product that I'm actually wearing today. On top of that, I love how this blush feels. It's very smooth, very creamy, very silky, and it just applies very easily over your skin. This one retails for $11.99. I think that's a good price for the amount of product that you get. There is a nice mirror down here that you can use if you're going to apply this on the go. I never carry this blush with me. This is the blush that I wear on most days, like when I'm going to work or something like that. The only downside about this though, I don't think it lasts like all day and all night. So if you need a blush that's going to last you for like 12-14 hours, I don't think that this will do the trick. But if you're looking for something that's just going to get you through like a few hours wearing it to work, if you're going to like a wedding or something, you're only going to be out for like, you know, 6-8 hours or something, this one will definitely get you through. And again, this one retails for $11.99. I think this comes in 6 different shades. This one is the shade Desert Rose. Next, we have one of the Flesh highlighters. If you're not familiar with Flesh Beauty, this is supposed to be more like a high-end version of Revlon Cosmetics. This one is in the color Promise, and that's what this one looks like. Again, this is another product that I am wearing today. I actually had this highlighter in another shade called Certain, and Certain is like a very like pink tone highlighter, and I love those types of colors. However, it's like super pink, so I decided to try another shade that was more like for every day. So this is what it looks like, and I'm also going to swatch this for y'all. Before I started using this highlighter, I was using, so that's what that looks like. It's very subtle, but I think it's like noticeable enough to where you can see it, but it's not like one of those blinding highlighters. But before I started using this every day, I was using my MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish, and that was like, it still is like one of my favorite all-time highlighters. This one though, I do think is better than the MAC highlighter. It's a lot more buttery, it's a lot more creamy. If you're familiar, I just bought another highlighter from Physicians Formula. If you're familiar with how buttery those are, this one isn't quite as buttery, but it is still nice and soft. This one also comes in 6 different shades. Again, this one is in the color Promise, and this retails for $28. Next up is the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. This is one of the mini ones. Now, I came across this mascara. I kept seeing it online. I kept seeing that it was getting like a lot of good reviews online. I just never, you know, decided to try it out until I bought something from Sephora, and I decided to use some of my points to get this, but it was the waterproof one, and I kept saying, well, I'm not going to get that because it's waterproof. I don't wear waterproof mascaras, but I really just wanted to like use up the points just to use them, because I like never shop at Sephora anyway. And the only thing that they had that I kind of sort of wanted was this mascara, and I said, you know what, even though it's waterproof, I'll just try it out and just see how I like it. I tried it one day and I absolutely loved it. But since it was waterproof, it was a little difficult to get it off of my lashes. So I decided to buy the non-waterproof one. And I don't wear false lashes, so I take my mascara kind of seriously. I don't necessarily need for my lashes, my real lashes, to look like falsies, but I do want mascara that's going to give me some length, some volume, and then keep my lashes separated. And I do think this mascara does all of that. This is what the brush looks like, and I don't know if you can see like a little bit of the product on the end of the brush, but the formula of this product is like really soft and like almost like a whipped formula almost. Sometimes that can be a turn off for me, because I think if the formula for a mascara is like too soft, it might like flake off of your lashes pretty easily. But this one on me, it lasts all day. I also like bristles that are shaped like this, because when they're very dense and like tightly packed like that, those types of bristles will do a better job of giving you some fullness, as opposed to bristles that are that look kind of spiked. Those would be good for separation and maybe length, but they're not going to give you volume like these types of brushes would be. So I think this is a really good like all-in-one mascara. And whenever I try a new mascara, I do get the mini one first. If it's a high-end, I get the mini one just to save a little bit of money. I was going to go get the full-size one, but I decided to stick with the minis because it's easier to work with these. Like, you're going to run out of these a lot faster, but at least the mascara isn't going to dry up on you. The mini ones retail for $12, whereas the full size one retails for $25. So you could even buy 2 of these and you're still pretty much paying the same price as you would be for a full size one. I'm gonna stick with the mini ones for now, and I'm just gonna keep repurchasing this one, but it does come in a full size in case you're interested. So again, this one retails for $12, the big one retails for $25, and if you do like waterproof mascara, this one does come in a waterproof version. So I'm wearing this lipstick today. This is the Too Faced Natural Nude lipstick in the color Girl Code. So even though I have it on my lips, this is what it looks like. This lipstick has coconut butter in it, so it's really nice, really hydrating, really supple on the lips. To me, it feels like maybe like a thick chapstick almost. It doesn't necessarily feel like a lip gloss. Most lip glosses have some sort of like stickiness to it. This one just feels like a very, very comfortable lipstick, you know. Because it has that coconut butter in it, it also gives you a little bit of sheen on the lips. I think this is like the perfect amount of shine for my lips. Like, it doesn't look like my lips are super matte, but it doesn't look super glossy either. It just looks like a nice natural lip. I like this so much that I bought one in another shade. Again, this one is in the color Girl Code, the one that I'm wearing now. And I also have the color Indecent Proposal. This is like a really rich chocolatey brown shade. I love this one too. When I first started wearing Girl Code, I was wearing it like every single day. This is the lipstick that I keep in my purse. I do that even now. Like, even when I'm not wearing this lipstick on my lips, for some reason I still feel more comfortable just keeping this with me at all times because I love it so much. These lipsticks, they retail for $22 and they come in 10 different shades. Okay, y'all, so those are all of my favorite makeup purchases for 2018. Let me know if you have any of these products and how you like them or don't like them, and let me know what your favorite purchases were for the year. I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Also, make sure that you leave me a comment before you head out today. I would really, really appreciate it, and I hope to see y'all back for my next video. Until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.